Hello, how's it going, and welcome to this channel's new second series. I'm going to do a FIFA 20 career mode, as you can see with Chelsea Football Club. It's going to be a simulation only, so I won't be playing any of the matches, just simulating them. But let's get into it straight away. Now I'm just going to delete all the mail, because the starting mail is just not needed to look at. It's telling me about my objective for the season, which is going to be winning the league, of course, with youth. I'm also now going to go over and get rid of all this because I never use this scouting system. It's just, it brings up players which I'm never going to use. So right, let's go on. So the budget I have is 137 million. That's not too bad, not too bad. Obviously in real life Chelsea have a transfer ban during this time, but obviously in the game it doesn't. I'm going to go through and get rid of all the players I don't want. Cummings is alright, but he's never going to get into my team, and I have Willy Caballero. It's the backup goalkeeper. Emerson, also I'm just going to get rid of. Not ever going to be using him, I don't think. Zuma or Christensen? I think I'm going to loan out Christensen, keep Zuma in my team for now. Wakely can go. Some I will be getting rid of, obviously, when they come back from loan, like Bakayoko and Kendi. I don't know if I'll be keeping those. Russell I'll be getting rid of on loan for now. Loftus-Cheek I want to use, but Baker will be getting rid of just because he's getting on a bit. Van Hinkel will be loaned out as well, maybe using him next year. Drinkwater, when he comes back, I will be getting rid of. But will I bring back Conor Gallagher now? I think I'll bring him back in January, actually. Okay, let's get rid of a few more. Barkley, I think in January I might sell too. Pedro I'll get rid of, although I love him so much. He's just an older player now that I don't need. Willian the same. I'll get rid of him probably in January. Batshuayi, I don't need him as I have Abraham. And Giroud I don't need because I'll be using the youth guy, the 17-year-old, a lot. Let's have a look at contracts, because obviously the ones with 1 year, if they're ones I want to use, I will add them now. No, okay. Everyone that has a 1 year left on their contract seems to be players that I'm either going to be getting rid of now or at the end of the year. So that's good. Maybe Van Hinkel, I will renew his contract near the end, but the rest, like Willian for instance, I'm gonna add Willian to the transfer list actually. He may get bids come in and I may not accept them, but if I get a big one, like a 25-30 mil bid, I'll probably go for him. Right, now let's look at some players that I want to at least be on my transfer list. Not get straight away, like the young Griffiths from the Scottish guy from Charlton. He's a midfielder, I think. Yeah, okay. I want to put him on. I don't think I can get him straight away because obviously he's like newly on, and I can't loan him because he only has a 1 year on his contract. But maybe January I can go for him, or even at the end of the year I'll go for him for next season. He's a good prospect. And now I'm just going to go through some big leagues, some clubs which I know have some good players that I want to put on my transfer list. Hanglan, I don't know if I'll buy him, but at least scout him, it's always good. Sancho is who I want. Hakimi's a right mid. If he was right back I would have gone for him. Forgan Hazard I want eventually, and Jadon Sancho I think I might try and get him at some point this episode, or maybe the start of next episode. Bayern, do they really have anyone I need? Coutinho, it feels like a waste of money. Kimmich might be a good one for the future. Alphonso Davies I think I'll scout. He might be a good left back to actually get. The Canadian Dream. I think that might be it for the Bundesliga. The Serie A in Italy. Maybe look at Inter actually. Although a lot of Inter players are older or on loan. Martinez I will look for because in career mode he goes up so fast to 91. Like after 1.5 seasons he can go up. So I'll definitely look into getting him. Who else from Italy do I really want to look at? Maybe Milan and Juventus I think might be the way to look at it. The rest of them, like Napoli's, Lazio's, not really got players I want to look for. Milan don't really either. Maldini, he doesn't really go to much. He's like 61 rated when he starts. So yeah, I don't want a Donnarumma or someone like that, just because I wanna put Kepa up to the highest I can get him. I really like Kepa, so I want to keep him. Matuidi actually has 1 year left on his contract, and he might be a good player to replace Bakayoko. And I don't think I'll be keeping Jorginho through this series. I like him a lot in real life, but in game, I already have Kante and I already have Kovacic, who pretty much do his role well enough. And I want to put Mount and I want to put other players into that positions. So let's have a look at the Romanian league. Go to Stour because there is a youngster I want from here. Coleman's a great player, but he's never going to get into my team, unfortunately. The man I want is Dennis Mann. He's probably going to be my right winger for a few seasons. Really great at dribbling, really good burst of pace too. Solidas, I don't really need a left back because I think I'll go for someone else. Scottish League, right, there's another Romanian I want to look for now. Should be a midfielder. I can't see him. Maybe I'm blind. It's a possibility. Let's search him, shall we? The search feature in career mode is so much better than in Ultimate Team. So much better. Okay, I was blind because he still is at Rangers. Okay, but he's on loan, so obviously I can't get him now. But I will be getting Hadji when he returns to Genk next season. That's probably when I'll go in for Dennis Mann too, if not next episode. Right, let's have a look at in Spain. Obviously, Ansu Fati will be one that I would like to bring in. But I think that may be a few more seasons away. I'll put Messi on there just because I want to keep an eye on his contract. Because obviously he's always great to get for free. De Jong, probably one of the best players in this year's career mode, De Jong. He is 22 years old, but he gets to the high 90s so fast. And he starts off at 86, and he's such a great player. He'll be my long-term replacement for Kante for sure, in maybe 2 seasons or so. Real Madrid and Asensio I want to put on there just because he's always been a career mode favourite of mine. The rest I'm not really sure. Okay, yeah, Rodri and Reina and Vinicius Jr., the 3 Brazilians, which one of them may make it into my team, to be honest. I don't know which one. Vinicius is always the one looked at. Valverde also, another great midfielder, like that kind of Kovacic kind of player. Eder Militao. Centre backs I think I'm alright with. I have Tomori, at the moment I have Rudiger, I have Zuma and Christiansen. I have good defenders for now. I don't think I'm going to look too much. Now I don't remember which team does Kubu play for. He's on loan from Real Madrid. I'm just going to search him actually. I honestly I have no idea which team that was. Is it Mallorca or somewhere? Okay. Okay. So he's going to be another one. Although I don't know if he'll make it over Dennis Mann for me. Where else do I want to look? Liga NOS? No, I don't think so. Ajax? Oh, actually, Hakim Ziyech obviously signed for Chelsea in real life, but in the game he didn't. So I'm probably going to buy Ziyech to kind of emulate real life a little bit. And that will be actually pretty good because he'll replace Barkley and places like that. He would probably get into my starting 11. I'd have Kante, Kovacic and Ziyech in midfield, which would be pretty decent. PSG. Is there anyone from PSG? Obviously, Kylian Mbappe I want to put on the transfer list, but I don't know if there's any players that I really want to buy from here. Yeah, no. They've got some youngsters, but they're not really got much promise. So no, I don't think I'll get anything from French League at the moment. Although the French League's got a lot of good players, I'm going to look through the English League right now. Brighton's always got some great players. See, Connolly's good in real life, but not on career mode at the moment. This guy's new, I don't recognise him. There's actually got a few players in here that I don't recognise, which is always good. Always good. I did do the update to the squads before I started this, so this is the latest players right now. McAllister I will actually scout because he's actually a really cool card, like just his base card's good. And again, defence, Lapti, Chelsea player we sold I believe to Brighton, not on loan anymore. So he's in his like 57 rated or something, so it's not like I'm going to be using him. But where is Balutza? He's a Brighton player, but I think he's out on loan, isn't he? Yeah, okay, so he's out on loan in the Dutch league. So I'll scout him. He's like 73 rated or something like that at the time. Who else? Okay, Leicester might have some, maybe, that I might want to chuck in. Harvey Barnes, not really someone I want to go for. Delisman, Travis, no. Amarty's a good player because you can pretty much play every single position, but he's just not high enough. Siolichuk, no. Okay, so Leicester doesn't really have any exciting players that I want to put in. I'm looking for youth that I know can get propelled fast, but in the same time kind of play the backseat role, because obviously I don't want a striker because Tammy Abraham's going to be my striker. Wingers I have Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, both still young. I've got Mason Mount in midfield. You know, I've got such a great team, you know, and even the defence I've got James and Timori, which aren't going to be budging by a 16-year-old. I'm going to add David Silva to the transfer list because he's got 1 year left on his contract. Fernandinho I'm going to add 2 just because he's a cheap, solid defender. I think that might be it from Man City. That might be it from the Prem actually altogether. So now let's have a look at my team. So who do I really want to start? So this team right now isn't too bad actually. This guy I want to put in, I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name, Borjan or something. He's a young 17-year-old with a lot of promise. Loftus-Cheek I want to put in the team eventually, but where I don't know. My bench isn't going to swap around too much in this series. I'm not going to be putting in players that I just don't want to be kind of evolving. Now Mount, I think I'll start at right wing over Willian for sure, because although Willian will be in my team for now, I don't think he's going to be starting. I'm going to get a future scout. I've only got 1 left I believe, so for this series it allows me, for people that don't know, it gives me a youth prospect. He can be from the age of 15 to pretty much I think like 19 maybe years old, and his potential is very high, very high, and obviously I'll be using the trainer to train him. But for now, let's just find some youth players to give a few levels to, 1 for each position. I think I know that's not very good if you want to get 1 player up, but for now I think it's good. I'm just going to go through and find some, like Gilmore and players like that, Tomori, James, players like that I think I'm going to go for right now. But yeah, the future scout is really great. So obviously in career mode there's players that don't show up. Then you can click on a player that says has that something special, which means they normally have good dribbling or they have a flair ability. Showing great potential is then the next one. That means they're going to get to about 80 in the mid 80s. An exciting prospect means they're going to get into the 90s for rating, which is a really good attribute to have, especially for a young player that has exciting prospect. But then there's also has potential to be great or something like that, has great potential. That means they're like godly, you know, so they're the players you want to go for. And when you get a future scout, it gives you that, has the potential to be great. So there's 1 of those you can only use per season. I'm only going to use 1 for this whole career mode, and I'm going to try and use that player. I'm going to level him up a lot. So we started the calendar. We got some players that didn't want to be loaned out, some that did, and then we got captain Cesar Azpilicueta. Always put the ones to get the morale higher, obviously, because you don't want the players' morale to go down. Let's start with our first simulation. I'm going to save it, just because FIFA career mode, you never know what can happen with bugs and rubbish like that. I don't want it to lose my progress. So we don't want injuries, but we want to win, and that's probably oh, Jesus, that's the worst that could happen. Okay, so my main striker, the striker I only want to use, is injured, and he's injured for 2 months, which isn't good. So Tammy Abraham is injured for 2 months. Now I want to buy Jadon Sancho right now if Abraham is injured, because I'm going to be putting lower rated players into his position. I need to get that right wing role up. Although I want to use Mount will probably be a sub for midfield. So let's try and get Jadon Sancho, shall we? He's a young 19-year-old, 86 rated, so I think they're going to want about 100 mil for him. I'm going to try and lower the blow with adding a player to this. Let's see. Yeah, so he wants at least 100 mil for him. And I have 137 mil. And I don't really want to lose all of that because I want to try and get Ziyech too. I think this year Ziyech and Sancho will be the two I'll go for. Okay, so they actually took that. I didn't need to use a player, so I'll use probably Jorginho to get Ziyech. But first let's try and get down Jadon Sancho, a lovely restaurant here. I'm sure this is how it happens in real life. I always skip the talking because they don't actually talk, it's just subtitles. Okay, critical role, of course. 5 years is a long time, but I'll take that. Now, I'm going to propose 200 mil. Okay, let's get at least 175 then. 175, so another club, if they want to buy him, has to buy him for at least 175 mil. Okay, good. His wage is quite low, so I'm just going to go 100k. Good, okay, that's really good, because that means now he's not going to ask for bonuses, which takes more money off me. Griffins, yeah, like I said, I can't get him right now. Although I would love him in my team, I can't. He's going to be, I'm going to look at him again January, if not at the end of the year. So Ziyech is who I want. Hakim Ziyech. I don't know if he plays for Morocco, I think, or Montenegro. I think Morocco, right? And I don't know if they go away on international duty. So if he doesn't, that's good. So Jorginho, I want to keep Kovacic. Kovacic is that kind of player I like. Jorginho is a little bit older. Now in this game it's bugged a bit, so if you offer a player it doesn't really put the price down, but it does a little bit, and I'll show you how. So he's going to keep asking for 63 mil, right? If I put the price, keep going to about 50 to 53, and then the last one I put in between that, about 52, it's almost certainly that he's going to accept it. It's a weird bug that career mode had for the last 3 years, but it does work, trust me. So look, he's going to keep saying that's the price tag, I'm not going to budge, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to keep doing the same thing. And eventually on the last one, see, there you go, he says that's a better offer, but actually that was a worse offer than I initially said. So yeah, now this is going to be the hard part, because he's in Ajax, which is a small league, so his wage is bugged. So it's going to say he's got a low wage, yeah, so he's got a low wage. But I got to watch out, because if I don't put enough of a wage, I think he might reject it, which is madness, because I'm going to offer him a lot more than he's already on. So let's offer him 50k. 50k is almost, no, okay. So he's rejected it. So for this episode, I'm not going to be able to get Ziyech, but I will go for him again. I think it gives you like a week, and then you can re-bid for him. Okay, I achieved one of the objectives because I got Sancho. Right, so Abraham's going to come out for now, obviously. 2 months is a very long time in this game. Borja, that's going to give him a lot of first team experience. If push comes to shove, I can keep Batshuayi, which isn't too bad. So yeah, Sancho will go on. I think I might change formation, because that's a right wing position, he's a right mid, so it's going to mess up his potential quite a lot. But okay, I think that's going to be the end of today's episode, and we'll continue tomorrow.